Man, this is like weird to talk about. Like I was thinking that I wanted to make this video and it would just be pretty straightforward and it's just be like, here's my thoughts, here's my opinions. I'm sad, but like it'll be okay. But like it's kind of hitting me out of nowhere. I was in middle school, 7th grade, I think. 7th grade, middle school. And there's this girl that I super liked. Um, had a crush on her, something like that. But we were friends and we hung out. And eventually at some point the conversation came up that like we both played Halo. Like she liked Halo 3 and I liked Halo 3. And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a fun game. I really like Halo." And she asked me, "Do you know what RVB is?" And I didn't know what RVB was. I was like, "What's RVB?" It's like red versus blue. I was like, "You mean the like Halo? Like just Halo?" It's like, "Well, kinda." And she told me what red versus blue was. She said it was a comedy show where they used Halo as like the animation. They just did that, and it's a comedy show, and it was something that I was like, okay, cool. Well, let me check it out. And I watched. I think the timeline is confusing because I think I checked it out, and then I didn't really get into the show again for another like year or two. But like I watched an episode and went, "Oh, okay, that's pretty funny." And it wasn't like Halo 3. I think it was like an episode that was in Halo 2 or Halo 1. Um but I watched it as per her recommendation, like one of the episodes from the season. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." And then I like recognized like some of the voices or something. I scrolled around on the website on YouTube and I was like, "Oh, these voices sound really familiar." And then I realized I was like, "Oh, these are the same people that have been doing the guides, the achievement guides that I had been following for some of the games I was playing." I think it was like a Resident Evil. I was like watching their Resident Evil 5 achievement hunter guides at that time to kind of just stack that up a little bit. I believe that is what it was. So I was like, "Oh, these are the same people. That's really cool." I mean, it's like it's rad. Whenever it was the first video that I sat down and went, "Let's see what like Rooster Teeth is all about." And I feel like it's an iconic one for everybody. And it's season 8, a very notable episode of season 8 of Red versus Blue is my first real like, okay, let's watch this show. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I started the beginning of Red versus Blue season 1, and the rest of it was history. If you couldn't tell, this is what we're talking about today. That's fun. I like that it does that. 21 years. Seems like only yesterday that we began the journey of wondering why we're here. Only yesterday that Red vs. Blue became the foundation of our company and changed the internet forever. Only yesterday that we were just getting started. But now, after all this time, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spending the last 2 decades with us. Thank you for supporting us and for believing in us, for allowing us to experiment and to achieve our wildest dreams, and for helping us create lifelong memories. But most of all, thank you for allowing us to do what we love with the people we love. While this is the end of Roosterteeth, we hope it's the beginning of the next generation of online entertainment and creators. We hope more than anything that we've inspired you and to someday see you beat our 21-year run with your own Rooster Teeth. Hopefully you can come up with a better name, though. Thank you for one hell of a ride. We'll always remember yesterday. It's freaking crazy. Like, like there's different mindsets of this because there's like the part of my brain that says makes sense. Yeah, like it's honestly surprising it lasted this long. The type of entertainment and content that this company made. It's like it just doesn't. It's not substantial. It doesn't last that long. Like I'm making similar stuff here, and it's just like it's just not gonna last forever. It's like there's an end point, right? But then there's a part of me that's like, God, childhood, it's over now. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers that this is the current timeline. Again, it's not like it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it's still like it's really sad. Like this wasn't a like a good like a happy let's go out with a bang. This was Warner Brothers taking it from them, saying you're out. You aren't making us money anymore. You're costing us money. And other than Ruby, it seems, nobody wants any of the IPs, nobody wants any of the stuff. I'm trying to remember somebody acquired the company that has like all of the RSS feeds for the podcast, maybe whether it be like Mr. Beast or somebody. So like I suppose in some spectrum like the podcast world could still exist, which was a huge part of this company. But like no. No. I don't know how all that works. But it's over. It's gone. I just watched a video today. I'll put it here in the description for you guys to watch. But a guy, who is very similar to me and just grew up with this stuff, watched all of it, was there to see the final minutes of the final like 30 minutes to an hour of the website's closure. Because this is all it is. It's this page. This video is on their YouTube channel that you can watch. It's not even like, it's where is it? It's hiding. Yeah, there it is. Most recent update. 2 weeks ago they uploaded this. Obviously, I'm late to the game talking about this, but I've been busy. Still wanted to put in my thoughts on this. I watched Red vs. Blue from the beginning and get back to season 8. Like within a week. Like I watched all of it. I was a child. I had nothing else to do except watch Red vs. Blue, sleep, and go to school. So I could do whatever I wanted, more or less, at that age. Well, I watched all of it, and I was like, this show is great. It's like one of my favorite sci-fi shows ever. It's super funny, good characters. I really loved everything with like Tex and Church and the freelancer stuff. There is a certain point as you keep going through that show where things start to kind of fall apart, and they knew it too, but they also had a staple. They said as long as people want to keep watching Red vs. Blue, we're going to keep making it. So it didn't matter. Also, I mean, and we're not even just talking about Rooster Teeth here. I want to talk about this website a little bit, because this website is the more or less the sole reason why these YouTube channels exist that you're watching this video on. The video doesn't exist anymore because it's bad. Most of the original videos that were on this YouTube channel that started this YouTube channel back in, I want to say 2012, 2013, something like that. They are privated and or deleted because we were children imitating these adults saying shit that they shouldn't have been saying to begin with. And of course, because we were just trying to be like them, we were saying the same shit, and it's bad, it's gross, and they don't exist anymore. This channel here is the reason why I do what I do today. Achievement Hunter was the initial like, oh, these guys have so much fun making this type of content, and it's just great. Obviously, as I got older, I branched out, and I kind of was gaining my own personal like preference, and I liked my own style of video. From these guys, I branched off and watched Two Best Friends play, which were a part of Roosterteeth, for like 6 seconds. And then like I follow Maximilian Dude, and that's where a lot of this type of video content comes from and stuff like that. But like these guys were, you're gonna see the comment 10,000 times in a video talking about Rooster Teeth, but Achievement Hunter was my goddamn childhood, man. These guys have so many like just an absolute plethora of things. Look at this, man. The last Achievement Hunter thing to come out was 7 months ago, and the real reason is because they shut it down early to do something else, which I didn't watch a single. Yeah, it's this dog bark. Yeah, I watched a lot of these. I remember like I super liked watching their like here's all the fatalities in Mortal Kombat videos with like MK versus DCU. The community stuff is where I discovered Ray, as far as I'm aware. Um, but these guys made really good. I mean, I don't know if good is the right word, but like they made tons of stuff and the achievement guides were so helpful. It's also the main reason why I like collecting platinum trophies is because I really like seeing videos on how to do this stuff. There was a certain point when Achievement Hunter just became the brand and they stopped doing it, mostly because Ray was the only one that actually enjoyed making the guides. And then he left. Oh man, the freaking Spec Ops videos with Jack and Jeff, two people who don't know how to play first person shooters doing a guide on doing like co-op on hard. It's hilarious. Um man, like let's see. What was happening on this site when like around the time this website became a thing? 2013. Still guides. Halo 4. Yeah, this is the birth of like X-Ray and Vav. Oh, they did guides for Anarchy Reigns? That's hilarious. I didn't know that they did that. Not a lot. Oh man, the freaking dude, the whole reason why me and my group of friends got the freaking we did the Call of the Dead. It was the George Romero Zombies map in Black Ops 1. The only reason we knew how to do it was because of the Rooster Teeth video. We watched that YouTube video and then we wrote like a spreadsheet breaking down that video. We watched it like 1,000 times to just make sure we did it right. And we wrote it down correctly, you know? So many Dead Space guides. Game night. I still will scream occasionally, what is game night? Just because. Oh man, there's Ray's haircut. Um man, shit's crazy. Absolutely wild. Look at all of these years of content. Going like 2018. I think like the next like major cast member of Achievement Hunter that I genuinely really vibed with and really liked, or I guess two. The next like two cast members of Achievement Hunter that I like really vibed with and really like liked them was Matt Bragg and Jeremy Dooley. Yeah, these two. Look at these freaking icons right here, man. I love them. Oh, I really liked Alfredo as well. A lot of cast members I really liked in this show. Michael was good most of the time, I think. I mean, speaking openly, I think he made really good content, and Rage Quit was hilarious. I quote the Rage Quit in the game Rage all the time because of the bit that he decided to do in that video. I quote that all the time. But Jeremy Dooley and Matt Bragg, I really liked them, which is why when I heard that Matt Bragg got fired, I was so pissed. That was like my last straw of I'm done. Like I don't really need to follow the content anymore because the last person that I genuinely was like, this is a person that I enjoy following on this channel. I was like, wrap that up. And then there were some of the shorter lived folks. I'm sure. I mean, they were around for a while. I know Fiona was there for a hot minute. And she's gone off to do other things, and she's doing, as far as I'm aware, really well. I really liked Fiona. Fiona was really good. Mika Burton was barely in. It feels like Mika was barely there, but I really enjoyed Mika's content with Achievement Hunter. I really liked Mika's content with Achievement Hunter. I liked her on the know. Mika Burton was great. I thought she was super cool. Jack is always great. Jeff, I liked when he got sober. Dog Bark is what Achievement Hunter became. And I'll tell you what, it didn't last long. as you can see here. It really didn't go too far. And I get the vibe. I get why they did it. They were like, Achievement Hunter, the only person in Achievement Hunter left that was an original cast member was Michael. You could argue, I would argue that Trevor was there long enough that to be Trevor, and honestly even Alfredo were there long enough to be like, you could have kept Achievement Hunter going. But they wanted to do something different. They wanted to branch and change the name. I don't know why Dog Bark was the name. I think they were trying to go for Roosterteeth. Like, they were trying to do the same thing of like, let's just combine 2 words and let's just see if it sticks. I don't know. This is what Achievement Hunter became. I haven't seen any of these videos personally. Oh, there was all the machinima stuff. We haven't even talked about Funhouse yet, but I'm doing a whole spiel on Funhouse. Like, just hold your goddamn tuchus. We're gonna talk about Funhouse later. Chump was fun. I really liked Chump. We were in that era of like, we're gonna make a bunch of live action like game show content. It was like, we're gonna do podcasts, game shows, and animation. It was a they had a lot going on. They had their hands in a lot of different pots. Chump was fun. I never got super into the like D&D stuff that they did. Apparently the one that they have going on currently, it went independent and they're still doing it, which I think is awesome. I think that's really cool. I haven't personally watched it, but like, good for them. Gross. Oh, Murder Room was a fun concept. 2 seasons of that. That's cool. Does it say first? Can I still watch it? It looks like I can still watch it. Oh man, that was so long ago. In Ashley's there. 6 years ago. Crazy. Genlock, hey, it's all here. Look at Genlock. It's all just hanging out right here. Boy, what a sign of this is the end of the world as we know it was putting on this show. I was a avid listener and watcher of Always Open. I really enjoyed listening to Barbara and guests' insight on a lot of the types of topics that were on that show. Kind of helped me. It genuinely kind of helped me like develop into like a better human being, because they are honestly it felt like they were advocates for positivity, self-positivity, body positivity, just being a good person, and I really liked that. On the Spot's really funny. On the Spot wanted to be Whose Line Is It Anyway so bad, and it never hit that point, but there were some really funny bits. 11 Little Roosters started out strong. Season 1, the vibe was stellar. I don't even think this isn't even season 1. This is season 2. A Simple Walk was such a good idea. What a good show. This show was stellar. I loved A Simple Walk into Mordor. What a good idea. What a very not Rooster Teeth thing to do, but like they made this show and it's so cool. In this weird way, Ruby started out so rough but so strong at the beginning. The concept was there. The idea for what Ruby was, and Monty Ohm helming it, was such like, this is going to become something really good once there's a larger budget for it. So season 1 is like strong start, but also obviously the animation's a bit rough. And as it went on, like, I don't think I finished it. No, I haven't. I did not it's still going. Technically, it didn't end. And I believe this is somebody got this. Somebody bought Ruby and we're like, we'll keep making Ruby. So we're just waiting on that. But like, I think I like stopped at like season 7. Ruby is like this weird show of like, I watched nearly all of it and enjoyed it, but understood that it really wasn't that good. I know a lot of people like it though. Oh man, Strangerhood, let's go. I can't believe it's here. 2 whole seasons. 2 seasons of Strangerhood. That's damn, dude, that's crazy. I want to talk about Funhouse. This channel was nearly a 10 out of 10 from birth till its end. Nearly. I think there is a little bit of a lag somewhere in the middle, but Funhouse was pretty damn consistent. A lot of like kind of like the cast issues that happened, you know, at that certain point, and if you're a fan of Roosterteeth, you know that certain point, there was a hit. A hit was taken there. And then when like the racism stuff occurred at like base Roosterteeth, it affected all of them, right? And like they sent out like this huge thing where it's like, you do this, do this, do this, and it changed the content for a little bit. And I feel like just because of people were just being told to do something different, it changed the quote unquote narrative of what they were doing. But Funhouse like was just consistently funny for its longevity and continued to bring in cast members that were so funny and added to it. Obviously, James and Elise were the people that stuck it out and were there from beginning, more or less from birth till death. I think Elise showed up like a week after, like a week or a month later. I have no idea how that works, but they're so funny. Shout outs to Bruce and Lawrence, who are doing their own things and even I think working together on their own channels, like channels plural already. Uh Absolute like comedy icons that have changed how I do comedy. And then like what we got at the end, like the end cast of Funhouse when we wrapped up. Like Jacob, Patrick, Charlotte, Lindsay, like all of these people were so funny. I love all of these people. Patrick, Charlotte, and Jacob just started a YouTube channel called Astro Goblin. Go subscribe. Go subscribe. Go sign up for their Patreon. These two videos, they started off strong. These videos are so funny. They're so funny. These three have my whole heart. And they will probably never see this video, but it's good. It's really good content. I don't entirely know why I decided I wanted to make this video. There's a part of me that just felt like I just wanted to talk about it. Like, and that's what this series is about. You know. And you know, if this gets views and people want to talk in the comments, please let's talk about this, right? We can talk about what we liked. We can talk about our issues. We can talk about what we didn't like. We can talk about the moments that like made us cry. We could talk, just some very talented, very uh, funny people came into Rooster Teeth and have at this point more or less left Rooster Teeth and are doing their own things. Ray's Twitch stream is still something I turn on frequently. And he collabs with Jeremy and Matt fairly often. The Rooster Teeth podcast was something that I listened to every single week. Unfortunately, I did kind of stop watching around the time Bernie had left, and it wasn't even like I didn't want to listen to it because it was Bernie. I was just kind of growing out of it. Like I was moving on to different podcasts. I started listening to my brother and me, and Taz, and I was just getting like my my preference for content was changing. Like I was getting older, and there was like this weird vibe that there was this weird feeling, or like it felt like Rooster Teeth was gravitating like their audience. It felt like their audience was for kids, but they were still allowed to swear and say like the most heinous shit that children shouldn't hear. Like that was like the split. It was like for kids, but like don't let your kids watch. Oh my god, Hardcore Tabletop, the Red Dragon Inn videos is so funny. This is just a show. I didn't know this existed. They made like a whole costumed up Red Dragon Inn show. I had no idea they did that. I'm trying to not be super negative about this company because it's really sad, and I'm genuinely just kind of like in this state of like, well, that's it. In a state of lull. I'm sad that it's over. I'm happy that it happened. I'm disappointed in the bad shit that happened along the way that pulled me out of it. There was just a certain point when like the idea of Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter and all of it basically being like it's friends making each other laugh was like that idea kind of left and it became, I mean, yeah, we're a production company working for Warner Brothers. Like there was that point where it was like, okay, yeah, Warner Brothers, we're trying our hardest to make the same exact kind of content that we've always been making, but now we work for Warner Brothers and we have to hit a quota. And there was that point where that it kind of it died a little bit. Its soul had left and we were just like trekking along, and it's really depressing, and I'm sad. I'm really sad. But as like I think this is an opportunity for people to make what's next. uh listen, and I'm not saying that what I'm making is gonna be the next thing, like by no means am I saying that. I'm just making this because I enjoy it. I'm not trying to make it big with what I've got going on here. I'm not. Rooster Teeth, genuinely, like, those, if you ever see this, thank you for just making the content that inspired me to do this kind of stuff, inspired me to collect the things that I collect, inspired me to like the things that I like, and honestly taught me that it was okay to like this stuff. It was okay to want to do this for fun. I have a great time making this kind of stuff. Like, is it going to be my profession? Probably not, but like I really do enjoy doing this stuff. And it is because of you I learned how to do it. And I'm going to find my own way to do it. I mean, thanks dudes. I appreciate you watching. Check out more things. Go follow Astro Goblin and support their Patreon. They're good. Bye.